Okay, how's it, Sean? Okay, so yeah, it was the 27th of November. We decided we were gonna go, myself, Jonno, and his younger brother Matthew, Jonno Gouws, Matthew Gouws. Matthew had just bought a pedal ski as well, so this was going to be his first time coming out with us, first time fishing off a pedal ski. And anyway, so we decided to launch at Amanzimtoti main beach before the wind picked up, because we checked on Wind Guru the night before that we're going to have an hour or two window, maybe 3 hours in the water of good weather. So we launched at about 5 o'clock in the morning, and paddling out, it was a very hairy launch. We tried to time the sets, but mistimed them completely and all got hammered on the way out, all flipping skis. But saying that, eventually we made it out with no damage or any of that. So we took quite a while trying to get some live baits. The other two O's were struggling a bit with live baits. So after about an hour, we had enough, and I paddled up to Jonno and Matthew on the skis, and told them, hey, let's get a move on. We can't spend the whole time fishing for live bait. So they agreed, and we were probably about 20 meters out to sea off the shark nets. So it was about the 20-meter mark, and Jonno, I had already got my live bait out, and Jonno had literally just put his live bait out. While he was putting it out, we started paddling, trying to get a little bit deeper, and at about the 22-meter mark, within, I think it was 3 to 5 minutes of him putting his live bait out, his rod took off screaming. And at first thought it was a shark, but realized after a while it was a fish later. And he was very lucky because he had it on a fluorocarbon leader with a circle hook. Got it off a mackerel, and as he got the fish closer to the ski, he realized it was a couta, and as he got it closer, it took off for a second run. So now he was obviously worried, because he knows he only had fluorocarbon on and no steel chase, so he tried to fight it as quick as he could to get it back to the ski, keep tension on the head. And he got it in, and got it in the hatch, and could just hear him screaming from about 200 meters down the line. I could just hear him celebrating and screaming, so I paddled up to him, and the stoke was there, super stoked. So at that time, the east picked up pretty heavily, and the current was just draining to the south as well. So we decided we'll leave our car there at Toti Main Beach, and we'll get my girlfriend Jules to pick us up down south wherever we end up beaching. So we decided to go with the wind and the current. And during the drift, about 10 minutes after he landed his couta, my reel went off screaming. So now I was just super happy, super stoked to also thinking now it's a couta. Fought it, not even realizing how the fish is fighting because of the adrenaline, and pop it up and see it's a fucking hammerhead shark. So just tightened my line, and he snapped me off. Had a couta trace on there, and so I was very upset. Looking, and anyway, decided I didn't have any other couta traces with me, so I put on the Mado single hook, like strip bait sort of snook trace that you made up for me. So it's basically the steel wire with a blue flasher on with a single hook, and I just hooked him through the nose of the mackerel. And just paddled down current, caught up with the boys, And yeah, we weren't having any luck. And at this point, my fish finder was off, so I don't know what depth it was. So it was about an hour and a half later, we got to Warner Beach, and we carried on past Warner Beach with the currents. And at this point now, the chop was very, very heavy on the water. The white horses were like crashing over our skis, and it wasn't very pleasant. So anyway, we were going, and it was just before we were about to pack our stuff in and launch to beach in at Winkelspruit Beach. And I'd opened my hatch. My rods were still out, so I was busy drifting. I'd opened my hatch and taken my phone out, and I was busy sending Jules a voice note telling her that Jonno's got all the luck and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And literally, while I'm sending the voice notes, my reel starts screaming. Hey baby, how's it going? I've sent him a voice note, and you're going alright. Fucking Jonno again. Got such a lack of fish. Me and Matthew still nothing. I don't know what's happening here. He's just got all the luck. Hey, I'm on a fish. So I shout, hey, got a fish. Threw my phone back into the jar bag, closed the hatch, and yeah, started fighting the fish. And yeah, it took a lot of line at the beginning. It just went off screaming, and I started fighting it. And it was at that point towing me a little bit inshore. And all of a sudden, I went a bit slack, and I thought, oh no, man, I've been taxed or a shark or something. And next minute, I just see my line bloody screaming underneath the kayak in the opposite direction, offshore. And it had obviously, I don't know, maybe just been getting chased by a shark, or decided to change direction and scream towards me. And yeah, started then towing me offshore. At this point, I could see the boys in the distance, but I was far, and I saw it come up and saw it was a couta. And yeah, with the adrenaline, didn't really remember too much at that stage, but I just know I gaffed it, and it was thrashing around on the gaff. I managed to fight him into the hatch, and yeah, was just over stoked. Also just celebrating, screaming, first big fish like that on the kayak. So yeah, very stoked with that one. Lekker man.
Yowza, Justin, what a story. You and Matthew and Jonno, you just keep that shit up and keep these photos and videos coming. Thanks again.